What if I told you that the way you respond to a woman's test could determine whether she sees you as weak or unforgettable? You see, women don't test men for fun. It's not some game they play to toy with your emotions. It's a deep, subconscious instinct. A woman tests you because she wants to know who you really are, not the man you pretend to be when things are easy, not the version of you that smiles and says all the right things when life is comfortable. She wants to see the real you, the man who emerges when pressure is applied, when emotions flare, when things don't go your way. And this is where most men fail. They take the test personally. They get angry, they lash out, or worse, they chase, they beg, they try to prove their worth through words instead of actions. The moment you react emotionally, the moment you seek her validation, you have already lost. She now sees you as a man she can control, a man who is ruled by his emotions, a man who does not truly own himself. And once that happens, respect fades, attraction withers, and you are no longer someone she admires. You are someone she tolerates. But what if you could flip the script? What if instead of reacting, you remained completely unmoved? What if instead of proving yourself, you simply let her feel the weight of your absence? What if, instead of seeking validation, you became the kind of man who doesn't need validation? The kind of man who carries himself with such unwavering self-respect that she has no choice but to second-guess every doubt she ever had about you. That is the power of Stoicism. That is the power of a man who refuses to be controlled by anyone, especially by the fleeting emotions of another person. And that is exactly what you are going to learn in this video. Because by the time we're done here, she won't just respect you, she'll regret ever doubting you in the first place. But before we get into it, I want you to make a commitment to yourself. If you're serious about mastering this, about becoming the kind of man who commands respect without ever asking for it, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because what you're about to learn will change everything. And if you're ready to step into the mindset of true power, drop a comment below, I am unshakable. Now, let's begin. Number 1. The pain of rejection and the turning point. It always starts the same way. One moment, everything feels perfect. She's laughing at your jokes, she's texting you first, she's telling you things that make you believe she's never felt this way about anyone before. You start to think that maybe, just maybe, she's different, that this time it's real. But then, almost without warning, something shifts. Her responses get shorter. She cancels plans. She seems distant, uninterested, cold. And then it happens. She leaves. Maybe she gives you a reason. Maybe she doesn't. Maybe she tells you, I just need space. Or maybe, without explanation, she pulls away so completely that you feel like a ghost in your own life. And you? You feel it like a punch to the gut. The sudden, crushing realization that everything you thought was real was nothing more than an illusion. Your mind races, playing back every conversation, every moment, every decision, trying to find where it all went wrong. You think, was it something I said? Something I did? You search for answers, for closure, for something, anything, to make sense of what just happened. And that's when the desperation kicks in. You send that long text. You ask her if she's okay. You try to remind her of what you had. You tell yourself that if you just say the right words, if you just show her how much you care, she'll realize she made a mistake. But here's the cold, hard truth. The more you chase, the faster she runs. The more you try to prove your worth, the less she respects you. And the moment you beg for validation is the moment you lose her forever. Because women don't fall for words. They don't fall for men who try to convince them of their value. They fall for men who already know their value. And a man who knows his worth doesn't chase. He doesn't beg. He doesn't lose himself over someone who was never truly his to begin with. And that is the shift that changes everything. This is your turning point. This is the moment where you either become another man she forgets, or the man she regrets losing for the rest of her life. But it all starts with a choice to stop reacting, to stop searching for answers, to stop giving someone else the power to dictate your value. Because the truth is, she never had that power to begin with. The only power she had was the power you gave her. Now you're going to take it back. But not with words, not with desperate actions. You're going to take it back through complete and unwavering detachment. From this moment forward, you are no longer a man who seeks validation. You are no longer a man who chases or pleads for attention. You are a man who stands firm, a man who walks away with dignity, a man who becomes so focused on his own mission, his own purpose, that she becomes nothing more than a distant memory, just another lesson in your journey to greatness. And here's the irony: when you finally embrace this mindset, when you finally stop caring, that's when she feels it. That's when she starts to wonder. That's when the doubt creeps in, when she starts questioning her decision. And maybe, just maybe, she realizes she made a mistake. But by then, it won't even matter to you anymore. This is the path of a Stoic man. This is how you reclaim your power. If you're ready to step into this mindset, if you refuse to let rejection break you, then make your move right now. Like this video, subscribe, and comment below. I control my emotions, not the other way around. Now, let's go even deeper. Let's talk about why she really tested you in the first place. Number 2. The illusion of power. Why women test men. You might think she left because she lost interest. You might believe she walked away because something changed in her. But here's the truth: most men never realize. She didn't just lose interest, she tested you, and you failed. Women test men in ways most guys don't even recognize. It's not always obvious. Sometimes it's subtle, a slight delay in her response, a sarcastic remark, a moment where she pulls back just to see what you'll do. Other times, it's more direct. She'll pick a fight over something meaningless. She'll flirt with other men in front of you. She'll threaten to leave just to gauge your reaction. And when this happens, most men do exactly what she expects. They crumble. They react emotionally. They panic. Why does she do this? Why does she push you to your limits, only to pull back and watch? Simple. She wants to know if you're real. A woman doesn't just want a strong man. She needs to know that the strength you project is genuine. She needs to see what happens when pressure is applied. Do you stand firm, or do you collapse under the weight of your emotions? If you lash out, if you get desperate, if you start chasing or trying to fix things, she now sees you as a fraud. She realizes that the confidence you once had was just an act, a mask you wore when everything was going your way. But the moment things got tough, the real you emerged. And it wasn't the man she thought you were. This is the illusion of power that so many men fall for. They think attraction is built on compliments, gifts, and romantic gestures. But attraction, the kind that lasts, is built on something far deeper: unshakable self-control. And when she tests you, what she's really doing is pulling back the curtain, exposing what's underneath. This is why weak men always lose. They let their emotions dictate their actions. They react instead of remaining composed. And every time they do, they prove to her that they are not the man she thought they were. Not because they lack looks, money, or charm, but because they lack the single most attractive quality a man can have: emotional mastery. But here's the good news: you don't have to fail these tests. You don't have to let emotions ruin your chances, because once you understand what's happening, once you see the game for what it is, you can respond with the kind of power that shakes her to her core. You can show her a man who doesn't need to react, who doesn't need to prove himself, who doesn't need to fight for attention. A man who is so grounded in his own reality that nothing she does can shake him. And that's when everything changes. That's when she stops seeing you as just another guy and starts wondering if she made the biggest mistake of her life. So now, you have a choice. You can keep falling for the illusion of power, letting your emotions control you, letting her tests dictate your behavior. Or you can take control. You can become the man who never chases, never begs, never reacts. A man who stands firm, unshaken, no matter what she throws his way. If you're ready to step into that mindset, if you refuse to let her tests control you, then make your move right now. Like this video, subscribe, and comment below. My strength is undeniable. Now, let's go even deeper. Let's talk about why most men fail and how you can make sure you never end up like them. Number 3, the emotional trap. Why most men fail. Here's the brutal reality. Most men fail women's tests, not because they're unattractive, not because they're not good enough, but because they fall straight into the emotional trap. They don't even realize they're being tested, and when the pressure hits, they react exactly how she expects them to. Think about it. She ignores your text. What do? Do you double text her? Do you ask if something's wrong? Do you let anxiety get the best of you? She starts getting cold and distant. Do you panic? Do you try to talk it out? Do you tell her how much you care, hoping that your words will somehow make her stay? If so, congratulations, you just failed. You just told her without saying a word that she has control over you. Most men don't realize that a woman's behavior is often a mirror. It reflects what she feels about you. If she's pulling away, it means she's testing your emotional strength. She wants to see if you're the kind of man who remains calm, collected and self-assured, or if you're the kind of man who crumbles under pressure. And once she senses desperation, once she sees that you're emotionally dependent on her attention, she knows she's dealing with a man who lacks inner control. Here's the truth most men don't understand. The moment you react emotionally, the moment you try to fix things, you've already lost. Women are not attracted to men who are controlled by their emotions. They are attracted to men who control their emotions. And the moment you start reacting, whether it's by chasing, arguing, getting jealous, or trying to explain yourself, you're showing her that her actions dictate your state of mind. You are telling her in no uncertain terms that she is the one with the power. And once she realizes that, the attraction dies. This is why so many men get stuck in toxic cycles. They don't understand the game they're playing. They think the more they prove themselves, the more they express their feelings, the more effort they put in, the better their chances. But in reality, the more they do, the more they push her away. Because women don't respond to words. They don't respond to begging. They don't respond to validation. They respond to energy. And the energy of a man who is completely unaffected, completely in control of himself, completely detached from outcome, that is the energy that keeps them hooked. So how do you break free from this emotional trap? Simple. You stop reacting. You stop giving her tests any power over you. You stop rewarding her cold behavior with more effort. You stop explaining yourself, defending yourself, or trying to make things right. Instead, you embrace silence. You embrace stillness. You embrace indifference. Imagine this. She suddenly stops replying to your messages. Most men would immediately text again, trying to re-engage her attention. But a man who understands his value, he doesn't even flinch. He simply carries on with his life, as if nothing happened. And that's when she starts wondering, why isn't he chasing? Why isn't he trying harder? Did I misjudge him? The moment she realizes she doesn't have a predictable reaction from you, she starts feeling the absence. Because the moment you stop caring, the moment you stop trying to win her back, the moment you show her that you are completely unfazed, that is the moment she starts to feel it. The shift, the doubt, the sinking realization that maybe, just maybe, she was wrong about you. This is what separates weak men from strong men. Weak men react. Strong men remain unmoved. Weak men chase. Strong men walk away. Weak men seek validation. Strong men are the validation. So now, you have a choice. You can keep reacting, keep chasing, keep falling into the same trap that has destroyed countless men before you. Or, you can do what most men are too afraid to do. Stand firm in your power and let her come to you. If you're ready to master your emotions, to never fall for this trap again, then take action right now. Like this video, subscribe, and comment below. I refuse to react. Now, let's talk about the mindset shift that will make you completely untouchable. Number 4, the Stoic shift, mastering detachment. There is one thing that separates men who command respect from men who get walked all over: detachment. Most men live in emotional chaos. Their minds are consumed by what-ifs and worst-case scenarios. What if she's losing interest? What if she's talking to someone else? What if I never find another woman like her? These thoughts create anxiety, and that anxiety leads to weak, desperate behavior. It's why men chase. It's why they overthink. It's why they make emotional decisions that only push women further away. But the men who truly win, not just with women but in life, are the men who are unattached to outcome. They don't chase. They don't beg. They don't crumble under pressure. They understand one simple truth. She is either with me or she is not. Either way, I remain unmoved. This is the Stoic shift, the mindset that makes you untouchable. It's not about pretending not to care. It's about actually not caring. It's about reaching a point where her actions, her words, her emotions do not affect your state of mind, because you are so rooted in your own purpose, your own mission, your own life, that nothing she does can shake you. This is why the most attractive men in history, the men women obsess over, are never the ones who chase. They are the ones who exist in their own world. Their attention is earned, not given freely. Their validation is scarce, not handed out to every woman who shows interest. And when a woman sees that you are completely unaffected by her tests, that you will not fight for her attention, that you will not seek her approval, she feels something she rarely feels: uncertainty. Most women are used to men breaking under pressure. They're used to men getting emotional, getting desperate, losing control. But when she tests you, when she pulls away, when she tries to see how much power she has over you, and she realizes she has none, that's when everything shifts. Because now, instead of her being the prize, you become the prize. So how do you cultivate this level of detachment? Simple. You stop making her the center of your world. You stop prioritizing her over your own mission. You stop treating her like a goddess and start treating her like a person, one who is either worthy of your time and energy or not. You see, men get it backwards. They think, if I just give her more attention, more effort, more love, she'll appreciate me more. But that's not how it works. A man who is too available, too eager, too predictable is never a challenge. And without challenge, there is no attraction. So from this moment forward, you live by one rule. Your emotional state is yours and yours alone. You do not allow her to dictate how you feel. You do not allow her to pull you into games. You do not allow yourself to be rattled by her silence, her attitude, or her tests. You move through life with calm, quiet strength, the kind that forces people to respect you because they realize nothing they do can shake you. And once you embrace this mindset, something incredible happens. She starts chasing you. Because detachment is the ultimate power move. The moment she realizes she no longer has a hold over you, that you are not desperate for her attention, that you will walk away without hesitation, that is the moment she starts questioning everything. And this is where she crumbles. If you're ready to become the man who never chases, never begs, and never reacts, then take action right now. Like this video, subscribe, and comment below. I am untouchable. Now, let's talk about the most powerful weapon you can use against her tests: silence. Number 5. The power of silence when less is more. There is one response that is more powerful than any words you could ever say. One move that holds more weight than any argument, any explanation, any desperate plea for her to understand you. That move: silence. Most men do not understand the power of silence. They think that when a woman pulls back, when she ignores them, when she throws a test their way, they need to react. They need to say something clever to prove their point, to fix the situation. But in reality, every time you engage, every time you explain yourself, defend yourself, or try to make her see your value, you are losing value. Because here's the truth: silence forces her to feel your absence. When you argue, when you try to reason with her, when you send that long text about how you deserve better, you are giving her exactly what she wants: your attention, your energy, your focus. And as long as she has those things, she does not have to question anything. She does not have to wonder if she made the right decision. She does not have to feel the emptiness of losing you. But when you say nothing, when you refuse to engage, when you disappear like a shadow in the night and let her sit with her own thoughts, that's when the doubt begins to creep in. That's when she starts asking herself questions she never expected to ask. Why isn't he fighting for me? Why isn't he trying to win me back? Did I misjudge him? Did I make a mistake? You see, most women expect men to break. They expect emotional outbursts. They expect desperate texts. They expect men to crack under the pressure of rejection and prove that they are just like every other weak, needy guy she's ever dealt with. And when you do exactly that, you confirm her doubts about you. But when you remain completely silent, when you give her nothing to work with, she is forced to confront the reality of what just happened. She is forced to sit in that silence and actually feel your absence. And it is in that silence where regret begins to grow, because women are emotional creatures. They may walk away from you in the heat of the moment, thinking they are making the right decision. But when you refuse to chase, when you refuse to validate their choice, when you refuse to give them the reaction they expect, the emotional weight of that decision starts to sink in. This is why the man who remains silent always holds the most power. He does not chase, he does not argue, he does not try to prove his worth. He simply removes himself from the situation and lets his absence do all the talking. And that absence, it is louder than any words you could ever say. And here's the irony: when you master this, when you truly embrace the power of silence, that's when she reaches out. Because now, she's the one feeling uncertain. She's the one feeling the emotional weight of her decision. She's the one who starts to question if she lost something valuable. This is why the strongest move you can make is no move at all. So the next time a woman tests you, the next time she pulls back, the next time she tries to provoke a reaction from you, remember this: your silence is your strength. Let her feel it. Let her wonder. Let her miss you. And by the time she realizes what she's lost, you'll be too far ahead to care. If you're ready to embrace the power of silence, if you're ready to stop reacting and start commanding respect, then take action right now. Like this video, subscribe, and comment below. I let my absence speak for me. Now, let's talk about why this strategy is so effective. Number 6. The law of scarcity. Why she comes back. There is a universal truth in psychology that most men ignore, yet it governs nearly every attraction dynamic: the law of scarcity. Simply put, people desire what is rare. When something is easily available, when it is given freely, when there is no risk of losing it, it is taken for granted. This applies to money, status, luxury items, and yes, even you. Most men make the mistake of being too available, too predictable, too eager. They text immediately. They respond to every call. They make sure she knows exactly how much they like her. They give her everything, without realizing that when you give something freely, it loses value. Now, let's flip the script. Imagine a man who doesn't text first, who doesn't chase, who isn't waiting by his phone, hanging on to every word she says. Instead, he's focused on his life, his mission, his own path. He is not an option. He is a force moving forward with or without her. Suddenly, he becomes scarce. And what happens when something becomes scarce? It becomes valuable. This is why the moment you pull away, the moment you stop chasing, the moment you show her that you are perfectly fine without her, she starts thinking about you. She starts wondering why you're not seeking her out. She starts realizing that your time, your attention, your energy wasn't something she could take for granted after all. This is the law of scarcity in action. When you make yourself rare, when you are not easily accessible, when you are not waiting for her approval, you become a prize to be earned rather than a comfort to be used. And here's the most powerful part. When she realizes you have become scarce, she will begin to rationalize it emotionally. She won't just think, "Oh, he must be busy." Number. She will start to feel the absence, the space where you used to be. And that feeling, that uncertainty, that doubt, it will begin to eat at her. She will ask herself questions she never asked before. Did I misjudge him? Why isn't he trying to win me back? What if I lost something valuable? And the moment those thoughts creep in, you've already won. Because now, she is the one who is uncertain. She is the one thinking about you. She is the one feeling the emotional pull. This is why you must never make yourself overly available. Never allow a woman to feel like she has complete access to you whenever she wants. Never let your attention be something she can take for granted. You are the prize. You are the scarce resource. And if she doesn't appreciate your value, if she doesn't recognize what she has when she has it, then she can lose it. Because here's the truth. When a woman believes she might lose you, she will do whatever it takes to keep you. But when she knows she has you, when she knows she can come and go as she pleases without any risk, she will treat you like an afterthought. So from this moment forward, live by one rule: become rare. Not by playing games, not by faking disinterest, but by actually being a man whose time and attention is earned, not given away freely. And once you embrace this mindset, everything shifts. She starts reaching out more. She starts trying harder. She starts valuing every moment she gets with you. Because now she knows those moments are not guaranteed. If you're ready to become the man she can't ignore, the man she has to work for, then take action right now. Like this video, subscribe and comment below. I am the prize. Now let's take this even further. Let's talk about the moment she starts feeling regret. The moment she realizes she might have lost something irreplaceable. Number 7. The shift in power, making her regret everything. Something strange happens when you stop chasing, when you stop reacting, when you stop making her the center of your world. She starts to feel it. And for the first time, you're no longer the one seeking her approval. She is the one seeking yours. At first, she may act like she doesn't care. She might post on social media, acting as if she's perfectly fine without you. She might go out with friends, trying to convince herself and the world that she made the right decision. But deep down, in the silence you've created, in the space where your presence used to be, the regret begins to set in. Because here's the truth. Women are emotional creatures. They might walk away thinking they're making the right decision in the moment, but that decision was made in a temporary emotional state. And once the emotions settle, once the dust clears, they start to see things differently. She expected you to react. She expected you to chase. She expected you to validate her decision by proving that you still want her. But instead, you did nothing. You remained calm. You remained focused. You continued living your life as if she never left. And that shakes her to her core, because now she is the one left wondering. She is the one replaying old conversations in her mind. She is the one questioning whether she made the right choice. And the more she thinks about it, the more the regret grows. She starts to notice things she never paid attention to before. Maybe she sees other men chasing after her, but suddenly they don't compare to you. Maybe she's out on a date, but something feels off. The conversation isn't as engaging. The attraction isn't as strong. And then it hits her. She had something real with you, something rare, and she let it slip through her fingers. And now she's the one feeling uncertain. This is where the shift in power happens, because now you are no longer the one seeking her approval. She is the one seeking yours. She will test the waters, liking an old picture, sending a casual "How have you been?" text, finding excuses to talk to you. But here's the key: you do not rush back, because now you have the control. This is where most men make a mistake. They think, finally, she realizes what she lost, and they immediately jump back in, responding quickly, giving her all their attention again. But the moment you do that, the moment you rush back, you erase all the work you've done. Instead, you remain calm, composed, indifferent. You take your time to respond. You let her wonder. You let her question whether you even care anymore. And when you do reply, you do it with the confidence of a man who has options, a man who is perfectly fine with or without her. And that's when she feels it the most. That's when the regret transforms into something deeper: fear. Fear that she truly lost you. Fear that she misjudged you. Fear that you have moved on while she is still stuck thinking about you. This is the moment where she crumbles. So now you have a choice. You can let her back in too easily, undoing all the power you've built, or you can remain in control. You can let her put in the effort. You can let her prove that she deserves another chance with you. Because this is what true power looks like. Not chasing, not begging, not convincing. Simply living in a way that forces people to recognize your value, even when it's too late. If you're ready to become the man she regrets losing, the man who never begs for a second chance, then take action right now. Like this video, subscribe, and comment below. I rise above. Now, let's take this even further. Number 8. The Stoic mindset. Living without attachment. There is one truth that separates men who are truly powerful from those who are constantly seeking validation: the ability to live without attachment. Most men live in fear. Fear of losing a woman, fear of being alone, fear of not being good enough. This fear controls their actions. It makes them chase. It makes them beg. It makes them emotionally dependent on something outside of themselves. But the man who understands Stoicism, the man who has mastered himself, is not attached to anything or anyone. He does not seek happiness in a woman. He does not define himself by a relationship. He does not lose himself in the emotions of others. Instead, he remains centered, grounded, and completely in control. And here's the irony. The less you are attached, the more attractive you become. Why? Because women are not drawn to men who need them. They are drawn to men who are whole with or without them. A man who is so deeply rooted in his own purpose that he does not flinch when a woman walks away. A man who does not beg for love because he already has love for himself. A man who does not fear loss because he understands that loss is simply a part of life. This is why the Stoic mindset is so powerful. It makes you unshakable. Women sense this energy. They feel it. They see it in the way you move, in the way you talk, in the way you carry yourself. You are no longer a man who reacts. You are a man who chooses. Imagine this. A woman pulls away from you, expecting you to chase, expecting you to get emotional, expecting you to try and win her back. But instead, you do nothing. You continue working on yourself. You continue living your life. You remain calm, composed, indifferent. And now she starts feeling something unexpected, discomfort, because for the first time she realizes that she is not the center of your world. She is not in control of your emotions. She does not have power over you. And that is what makes you unforgettable. Men who live without attachment do not suffer from heartbreak the way others do. They do not dwell on what was lost. They do not spend nights agonizing over what went wrong. They understand one fundamental truth. Everything in life is temporary. People come and go. Situations change. Feelings fade. And the only thing you can ever truly control is yourself. When you adopt this mindset, when you fully embrace the idea that nothing is permanent, you stop fearing loss. And the moment you stop fearing loss, you become fearless. You are no longer a man who waits for texts, who overthinks every interaction, who needs reassurance from others. You are a man who moves forward no matter what. And this is the paradox of attraction. When you no longer need her, when you no longer care whether she stays or goes, she feels it. She feels the absence of your energy. She feels the power you hold. She feels the shift in control. And that's when she realizes she needs you more than you ever needed her. This is how you win. Not by chasing, not by proving, not by begging, but by becoming the kind of man who does not need to chase, because everything naturally gravitates toward him. So now ask yourself, are you ready to let go of attachment? Are you ready to become a man who is free from emotional dependence? If you are, then take action right now. Like this video, subscribe, and comment below. I need no one. I attract everyone. Now let's bring this all together. Let's talk about the final, most powerful truth, the moment she truly crumbles, and you ascend to a level she never thought possible. Number 9. The final revelation. She crumbles, you ascend. And now we reach the ultimate moment. The moment when everything comes full circle. The moment when she realizes she lost something she can never replace. The moment when she crumbles and you ascend. See, most men think that when a woman leaves, it's over, that once she walks away, she never looks back. But that is far from the truth. Because the reality is, a woman only truly moves on when she is 100% certain that you were never the man she thought you were. But if you followed everything in this video, if you remained calm, if you refused to react, if you embraced silence, if you lived by the law of scarcity, if you truly mastered detachment, then she will feel something she never expected to feel: regret. She will look at the men around her, and they won't compare to you. She will remember your confidence, your presence, your unshakable self-control. And worst of all, she will know that she can no longer have it. Because while she was playing games, while she was pulling away to test you, while she was expecting you to chase, you were leveling up, you were focusing on yourself, you were building your empire, your body, your mind, your purpose. And now, she is the one stuck in the past, while you have moved forward without hesitation. And this is the moment where she reaches out. It might start small, a simple, "Hey, how have you been?" text. A random like on an old picture. A sudden interest in something she never cared about before. And she's hoping, praying that you take the bait, that you show her, even for a moment, that you're still waiting. But here's where you make the final move, the one that seals your power forever. You don't go back. Because by now, you have realized the most important truth of all: you never lost her. She lost you. The version of you that she knew, that man is gone. He no longer exists. In his place stands a man who has evolved, who has grown, who has become so powerful, so self-sufficient, so detached from the opinions of others that her presence or absence means nothing to him. And that is what breaks her. Because now, she's the one stuck with the weight of her decisions. She's the one realizing that she walked away from a man who could have been the one. She's the one who has to live with the fact that while she was playing games, you were playing life and winning. And here's the final truth. This was never about her. It was always about you. This entire journey, learning how to handle tests, how to master detachment, how to become the prize, was never about trying to get her back. It was about becoming the kind of man who never has to chase in the first place. A man who naturally commands respect, admiration, and attraction because he has built himself into someone worth chasing. This is the true path of the Stoic. A man who does not beg, a man who does not need, a man who does not crumble under emotional pressure, a man who walks away with power because he understands that the world bends to those who refuse to be bent. So now, the final question is, will you be that man? If you're ready to embody this mindset permanently, to become the man who never chases, never begs, never breaks, then take action right now. Like this video, subscribe and comment below. I walk away with power. This is not the end. This is just the beginning. Your ascent starts now. And just like that, you've unlocked a truth that most men will never understand. A truth that will separate you from the weak, from the desperate, from those who live their lives begging for scraps of attention. You are no longer that man. You've learned that women test not to break you, but to see if you're real. That reacting emotionally only proves your weakness. That silence is your greatest weapon. That the rarest man, the one who refuses to chase, is the one who is always in control. And now you move differently. You are no longer fazed by tests. You no longer cling to a woman's presence because you understand that her presence is a privilege, not a necessity. You no longer break when someone walks away because you know that you are the constant and everything else is temporary. This is your new path, the path of strength, the path of unshakable confidence, the path of a man who attracts not because he seeks, but because he commands. And the best part? This is just the beginning. the version of you right now. It's nothing compared to the man you will become. The more you embrace this mindset, the more you step into your power. The more you elevate above the noise, the more unstoppable you become. Women will feel it, people will sense it, the world will adjust to you, not the other way around. So take this knowledge and apply it, live it, embody it. Because the moment you truly believe in your own value, the moment you stop seeking validation, the moment you become the prize, everything changes. And if you're ready to step into this mindset, if you're ready to leave behind the old, weak version of yourself forever, then do it now. Like this video, subscribe and comment below. I walk with power and never look back. This is your time. This is your moment. Now, go claim it.